Listen, I'm not a ace or a dime myself, so I don't like to come for other women's physical appearance, but I'm telling you right now, something about the quality of MAGA women's hearts makes them age like spoiled milk.
I begged you guys not to vote for him. I told you he was gonna take my VA, and y'all told me I was fucking crazy and didn't listen.
You are a bad person and you are racist. You can't use the excuse that you didn't know that he was going to do this because he ran on it. You can't use the excuse that you just don't want criminals in our country because you elected one to run it.
I hope that every single one of you who voted for that man and celebrated his win learn your lesson the hard way. I hope that in the next 4 years, you wake the hell up. I hope you realize that he doesn't care about you, he never cared about you, and he will never care about you. And I hope for once in your life, instead of worrying about yourself and your self-interests, you learn to care about others and the impact that this is going to have on everybody, which will inevitably have an impact on you.
I'm so surprised how many people didn't know that with the DEI rollbacks, that meant that like there would also be rollbacks for specifically women. I don't know what y'all thought. What, you thought, first of all, you thought these men respected us? What, just because you're like a white woman?
If you voted for Trump, I hope that all of the bad things that you wish for other people or that this administration intends to do to other people boomerangs back onto you, lands on you, your head, and all of your loved ones that voted for this as well, and has an insurmountable impact on your entire lineage for generations to come. And so it is.
What's up everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hope you're all doing well. FAFO season is in full swing, and this time it's white MAGA women who are getting a taste of their own medicine. They voted for Trump thinking that they were securing their own version of America, but now the backlash is real. They're getting hit hard and heavy from their own fellow women who are calling them out on social media for the betrayal. Well, if you're new to the channel, kindly consider subscribing, like the video, and drop me a comment in the comment section below. Let's get into it. I'll be back with more commentary.
I begged you guys not to vote for him. I told you he was gonna take my VA, and y'all told me I was fucking crazy and didn't listen. And I can't work. I need my disability and my health care. I'm gonna end up on the street, and then I'm probably gonna go to jail because they want to criminalize homelessness. So how is it that I go overseas and I fight for you, and then you voted that monster in, and now I'm gonna probably go to jail because they want to criminalize me for being poor? Why would you do that? Why?
I hope that every single one of you who voted for that man and celebrated his win learn your lesson the hard way. I hope that in the next 4 years, you wake the hell up. I hope you realize that he doesn't care about you, he never cared about you, and he will never care about you. And I hope for once in your life, instead of worrying about yourself and your self-interests, you learn to care about others and the impact that this is going to have on everybody, which will inevitably have an impact on you.
Listen, I'm not a ace or a dime myself, so I don't like to come for other women's physical appearance, but I'm telling you right now, something about the quality of MAGA women's hearts makes them age like spoiled milk. Carolyn Levitt, that new press secretary, she's 27 years old. Good for her for girl bossing it into the White House, which is a job, according to her own faith, that she shouldn't even be holding. Make that one make sense. And Laura Loomer being 31, don't even get me started. Ugh. Pretty hearts just age more gracefully, and you can see it on full display.
You are a bad person and you are racist. You can't use the excuse that you didn't know that he was going to do this because he ran on it. You can't use the excuse that you just don't want criminals in our country because you elected one to run it. You elected a felon to run our country. Immigrants are the backbone of America. They pick our fruit, they build our homes, and they are outstanding members of society. They do not commit more crime than American-born citizens, but clearly you do not care about crime because you voted for a criminal yourself. So let's call a spade a spade. You're racist. And you should be ashamed of yourself, and you should feel embarrassed. And you will lose friends over this decision. This will be in the history books, and you will be on the wrong side of history. You are a bad person. And I hope you have to live with that, and I hope it keeps you up at night. And I hope these tariffs f you in the ass. And to the people I know who voted for Trump, f you, we are not cool, we are not friends. I think you're f stupid as shit.
When they came for people of color, you said nothing. When they came for immigrants, you said nothing. When they came for gay people, you said nothing. When they came for trans people, you said nothing. When they came for women, you said nothing. When they came for children, you said nothing. But now that it's finally affecting your friends, your family, yourself, your husband, now you want to say something? Because obviously you can't have any empathy, unless it actually affects you. You keep saying that leftists are too emotional, they're snowflakes, that they have too much emotion for people. Have you ever thought about the fact that maybe you just don't know what empathy is? Maybe it's because you've never been loved in your life, so you don't know how to have compassion for other people. Maybe the radicalized people, the people who are too woke, maybe they just have kindness in their hearts.
Oh, so you're okay with them doing it, but not when he does it? Only because they didn't do it? Yes they did. Have you seen the video clips those still images are from? No. Shall we watch them? No thanks. Oh look, he's waving. And she's pointing. Never crossed her body with her arm. Oh look, she's waving. Okay, but the Tim Waltz clip, you can't deny that. Yeah, I'll play this game. Let's first take a look at how the salute is done. Why? So we're on the same page. It's performed by extending the right arm from the shoulder into the air with a straightened hand. Yeah, exactly what Tim did. Let's watch the clip. So he taps his heart twice, and then his arm does cross his body, but his hand is bent, his palm facing the audience, and his fingers are sprawled out in a wave. Wow, so he didn't do it just because you like him more? I am not a politician apologist. I do not idolize any of them. I am just a person with eyes who can clearly see the difference here. All I'm hearing is you excusing them for doing it while you cancel him for doing it. And all I'm hearing is you admitting that he did it. No, I'm not. You just said that I'm canceling him for doing it while excusing others, which implies that you know that he did it. No, that's not. He was just throwing his heart out there. No, this is him throwing his heart out there. This is something entirely different, and you know it.
So I just found out that Coca-Cola was working with immigration, and they reported their own employees to immigration so they would get deported. Is that right, Coca-Cola? That's what you did? Alright. Goodbye to you, motherfuckers. Pepsi it is. Pepsi drinker from here on out.
Let's try a little thought experiment. Who do you think is a bigger problem in the United States? Illegal immigrants and gay people? Or billionaires not paying taxes, corporations price gouging us so we can't afford food, and investment firms buying single-family homes so that they price us out of being able to buy a home? Which one do you think is the bigger problem? I'm so confused how the top 1% in the country convinced poor people that other poor people are their biggest problem.
So Trump just revoked the sensitive locations policy, which was a policy that prevented ICE from doing arrests and deportations in sensitive locations like hospitals and schools. So let's just talk about what that means, right? It means that this Trump administration and all of you who voted for him do not give a shit if people die because of their citizenship status. Protect life, who, where, not you guys. No, you want people to be afraid to access healthcare that they need because of their citizenship status. So up. You are fine with them dying of treatable and preventable causes because of their citizenship status. Disgusting. And many of you claim to be righteous Christians, and that is why you voted for Trump and the Republican Party. So just ask yourself, just think about what Jesus would say if he was like, we have to heal the sick, and you're like, wait, but they're not citizens here, so no. Come on. And then schools. So in other words, children who will be afraid to go to school, afraid to access all of that opportunity that the US has to offer because of their citizenship status, which is arguably not their fault and not their choice.
If you voted for Trump, I hope that all of the bad things that you wish for other people or that this administration intends to do to other people boomerangs back onto you, lands on you, your head, and all of your loved ones that voted for this as well, and has an insurmountable impact on your entire lineage for generations to come. And so it is.
I'm in San Juan, Puerto Rico right now, and I just ordered at a local restaurant, and I got a Modelo, and this local dude was like, "Is that a Modelo? That's an extra 25%. He smiled. I was like, "I know, I am so sorry. I did not vote for that guy. Everywhere I go, people look at me, and I feel this need to tell them, that's not my fault. I'm not supporting that guy. I didn't vote for him. I'm sorry." It's embarrassing to be an American right now.
Man, thank God Trump's in office so we can finally get rid of all these ridiculous, wasteful DEI programs that are honestly really unfair. Oh yeah, brother, I'm pumped about it. Let's cut that. Go Trump. Yeah, wait, what? I'm pumped about all the DEI going away. I mean, DEI has been messing with our voting system for like just under 250 years, so I'm absolutely thrilled to see it go away. Our voting system, what are you talking about? Where did I lose you? There's no DEI in the voting system. Yeah, man, the Electoral College. The Electoral College, like, it's pure DEI for red states. Oh, you're just doing that thing that you stupid little baby little lefties do. It's the Electoral College is not DEI. Okay, but how is it not? The Electoral College is what makes it fair. Why should Idaho have to go along with everything that like New York wants? All right, so you're saying you want to take a historically underrepresented population that otherwise would get totally lost in the shuffle and really never be represented at all, and give their inclusion a little bit more weight so we can make sure that they're represented? Exactly. But that's not DEI. Why is it not DEI? Because DEI is... I don't want to talk to you anymore.
I'm so surprised how many people didn't know that with the DEI rollbacks, that meant that like there would also be rollbacks for specifically women. I don't know what y'all thought. What, you thought, first of all, you thought these men respected us? What, just because you're like a white woman? And I get, like, I'm a white woman, right? But like most political progress for women has come at the hands of women of color. Not to say that there haven't been prominent white women, but like when they're talking about like diversity in the workforce, they're talking about you. And now they're talking about like getting rid of things like Black History Month and Women's History Month. All the white women are suddenly like, what? This applies to us? I don't know if you know this, but they view you as someone they can oppress. It's like, I don't know why we're surprised. This also means that like it opens the door for them to allow for things like for you to be fired if you're pregnant, for them to take away more things like maternity leave and stuff like that. Y'all need to stop associating DEI with just Black people or other people of color.
The one thing I hate about me is when I get really mad, I cry. It defeats the whole purpose. This morning we woke up, and because the first falls on a weekend, they deposited my son's Social Security early. My son was disabled at the age of 15. He barely, when he first started getting Social Security, got about $875 a month. And I thought, what happens if I die? How is he going to survive? When his father passed away, we were blessed with him getting survivor benefits. And that fucker Donald Trump just took him away. Took it away. And they're attacking the most vulnerable people. I'm so mad that I have to go to work for my Trump-thumping boss. And I'm not going to be able to hold my anger in. I know I'm not. I'm going to lose it. And I'll probably end up losing my job because I cannot keep this anger in. I put a message out on Facebook. I said, if you voted for him, don't you contact me ever again. You're to me. And that's my family. That's cousins, nieces, relatives. I don't want nothing to do with you. It still says in his Social Security online that he's supposed to be getting his full benefits from his father, survivor benefits. But that's not what they deposited. And that's a direct link to Elon Musk and Donald Trump. Their department of whatever. But let me tell you, Elon Musk and Donald Trump, you're f***ing with mama bears now. And I will do everything until my last breath to make sure you are exposed for the trash you are. Make no mistake. You have pissed off many Americans. You have no idea the strength of a mother with a disabled child. The determination and the rage. We've had to struggle and fight for everything our children have. I wish karma upon you, so brutal and vile, that you lose everything. Mark my words, it's gonna happen.
Alright guys, there you have it. Actually, let's talk about how this backlash is actually hitting closer to home, because some of these MAGA women thought they were voting for family values and economic security, but now they are finding out the hard way that policies and political movements have real consequences, and these consequences don't just affect a select number of people or community of people. It affects the whole country as a whole. Now that these policies have been affecting especially other women on the side who did not actually vote for the orange man, they have been dragging these MAGA women on social media. They have been calling them out in masses and actually putting them in their places for the betrayal that they showed for their own fellow woman in Kamala Harris. Because I wonder, why and how would you vote for a man who does not have the best interest for you? Why would you not support a fellow woman who actually knows and understands what women go through in the country in order actually to survive? Now, the funny thing, guys, is that a lot of white women did not know that DEI also affects white women. A lot of these people voted for the orange man in charge actually with the mind of making America great again, getting immigrants out of the country because they were stealing jobs from American citizens, which was actually a lie, because we all know that these immigrants, most of them, the jobs that they are doing, these are the kind of jobs that most citizens in the United States do not want. Because if we are being fair here, an immigrant has no choice but to work in these spaces, to work in these jobs, because they cannot afford to choose, because they cannot afford to be selective with where they can work. They are illegally in the country and they are undocumented. So most of them are actually working in the fields, in agriculture. Others are working in the construction sectors. Others are working as plumbers. Others are working in various places where you only need labor or skill in order to get a job. Now, these women thought they were going to get their jobs back, but they forgot that DEI actually protects women, especially white women. If you are being honest here, most women have been employed in high-paying jobs because of DEI programs. It's because of DEI that you get to secure a job or a place at the workplace. You get to secure fair pay to earn the same with your fellow white man. But with now DEI gone, these corporations can afford to actually lay you off. So these corporations have been actually doing mass layoffs. People have been losing their jobs in numbers, and it's only now that they are realizing that they voted against their own interest. There are so many of these women that are coming online and realizing that they messed up. And the funny thing is that most of you voted for the price of groceries to go down, but these prices are not going down. They keep on going up and up because, the Trump administration is hitting tariffs everywhere, left, right, and center. It has put tariffs on Canada. it has put tariffs on Mexico, it has put tariffs on China, and these are the countries that actually bring a lot of goods in the United States. So these corporations, when they're actually importing things from China or from Mexico or from Canada, they are going to be charged a tariff. If it's a 25% tariff, they're going to pay for it. But remember that in order for them to make a profit, they're going to pass down that tariff on the consumer. So instead of the price of the commodity remaining the same as before the tariff, it's going to be increased in equilibrium with the amount of tariff or the percentage of tariff that they incurred. So you F around and now you are finding out. So now you are getting backlash from your fellow women, your fellow white women who are not having it. They're calling you out for the mess up that you did to yourselves. You messed yourselves up and you messed other women up and you messed the whole country up. Of course, we know that none of this was a surprise. Everything that is happening was announced in the Trump's administration's mass campaigns. Everything that is happening, he had announced that he was going to do. He's actually signing policy rollbacks every day and every hour. He doesn't care what happens to the common citizens. Now, to think that you already had 4 years of the Trump administration before and you did not learn from that. It's now that it's affecting you that you are learning. We saw in the video where people are stating out that you did not care about anybody else. It's only now that these policies, these Trump administration policies that are affecting you, that now you care. You care only because it personally affects you now. Before that, you did not care about anybody else. Everybody can go to hell as long as you stay in the right position, as long as you keep on benefiting, as long as you benefit, you don't care what others have to go through. But now that you're being affected, most of you have come online with the hashtag Leaving MAGA. Some of you have been coming on TikTok and crying and saying that you regret your vote, but it's a little bit too late to apologize. The mistakes are done. The harm is already done. There is nothing that you can do to change what you already did. You now have to live with your consequences for the next 4 years. The only problem there is that the people who did not make that mistake, the people who did not cast that vote, only have to share the consequences with you. Thank you very much, guys, for watching this far. If you're new to the channel, kindly consider subscribing, like the video, drop me a comment of your opinion in the comment section below. As always, see you on the next episode.